Good evening. Welcome at this Tuesday evening webinar. I think it's a beautiful summer day because I only see 5 people online. we never had this going on, so I have no idea what happened, what kind of hiccups there are technically, but I've never ever experienced that there are so little people on a webinar. But it doesn't matter. You get much more attention today. Lucky you. So welcome at this Tuesday evening webinar. A webinar or like morning or maybe an afternoon somewhere else in the world. But thank you for being here and just learning a little bit more about what frequency therapy is, what the Healy is doing, etc. I have my lovely co-host Karen here on this evening, and she will explain also a little bit about what kind of versions of the Healy there are. But just let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Mart Reker. I have a clinic in Amsterdam. I'm specialized in cosmetic pigmentations on one side and holistic health on the other side. And I got interested in holistic health because I had Lyme's disease. I didn't know I had it, but apparently I catched it when I was 14 years old. I had all kind of complaints, all kind of stupid things that doctors couldn't find out what it was. Luckily, I was introduced to frequency therapy about 15 years ago, and that really kept me and helped me to keep in balance with one treatment a month. It was really interesting for me because I finally find something alternative could help me. So I dig myself into that world of alternative medicine, and I studied nutrition, and I started working with therapists and doctors in that field, and eventually I became a health coach as well. So fast forward, about 5 years ago, I got a burnout. That Lyme was being activated, and it was going downwards with me. And 3 years ago, I got introduced to a therapist that got me rid of Lyme's disease in a complete natural way. And normally the recovery takes about 2 years' time, but someone introduced me to this little Healy, and the recovery time instead of 2 years' time became only 4 months. I had all kind of complaints. I had pain in my joints. I felt depressed. I had brain fog in my mind. I couldn't function. I couldn't think. I was really, really bad, in a bad shape. I couldn't train for 2 years, but luckily I got introduced to the Healy, and it really helped me in just 4 months' time to get back in balance. I'm so happy, and I was so excited that I started sharing it with people. I just invited 6 people to have a look at this, and everyone was like really amazed what it is doing. They experienced it as well, and I got introduced to it in Germany, and I was so tired, and they hooked me up on the energy program, and 10 minutes later I was with full focus in that meeting, and I only thought one thing: this is going to help thousands, maybe tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 of people. So I'm very fortunate that I can give you some insights tonight, that I can explain you a little bit history of frequency therapy, the people behind the company, and what kind of versions there are. And for the ones who want to know, there's also a possibility to earn your Healy back if you want that. That's not, you don't have to, but that's a possibility. So pick out what you like from this webinar, and maybe it's something for you and maybe not. Everything is fine, but at least you have learned something tonight. So I'm very grateful that we can provide this info to you. I'm going to start sharing my presentation. So we're going to talk about health, well-being, balance, and frequencies for life. And basically everything is frequencies. And before we start, there are, of course, some disclaimers, but I go a little bit deeper in that. Everything is frequency, and one of the greatest inventors of all time, Nikola Tesla, already understood this. He says that if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. He also invented free energy, but unfortunately, the fundings were being stopped because the founders, the investors, it was a threat. They just made a lot of investments in electricity networks and electricity centrals. So free energy would be a threat for the income potential. And we still see that today, that great inventions are being suppressed because it is not making money for certain kind of groups. Luckily, Albert Einstein took the theories of Nikola Tesla. In 1905, he published 3 studies and he put quantum physics in the world. He got awarded a Nobel Prize for it in 1921. Scientists already understood that frequencies can influence matter, but also influence other things. Frequencies can shatter a glass. The right frequencies can burst a glass. A singing voice can burst a glass into pieces. But did you know that bacteria and parasites, they also have a frequency, and with the right frequencies you can shatter them. Frequencies can neutralize things. Those noise-canceling headphones, you know, they're registering the sound, the frequencies around you, and they counterbalance it with other frequencies, and it neutralizes the sound, so suddenly becomes very silent. But pain is also a frequency. So with the right counter frequencies, you can neutralize and balance out the pain. And of course, frequencies can stimulate. So certain organs, cells, tissue, that is really not functioning like they should be, or when you call it an instrument, it's not in tune anymore, it's a little bit off tune. With the Healy, you can influence it and stimulate it so it starts vibrating like it should be. So doctors and scientists already started experimenting since 1920 with frequencies, and they find out that certain microcurrents and certain frequencies can be very, very beneficial for the human being. In the right side, we see some certain frequencies in hertzes that can really work on allergic reactions. Sorry, I just eat something. Concussion, congestion, chronic inflammation, cystic, emotional components, fibrosis, hemorrhage, infections, inflammation, irritation, mineral deposits, pain, removing anesthetics, scars, spasms, toxicity, etc. for some people. The therapists working with these machines, they have amazing computer programs where they can just basically analyze almost everything what is wrong in and around you. A treatment with one of these therapists is quite costly because they have to earn their money back, of course. So an average treatment with a therapist is around €100, $100. So you can imagine that not many people are sitting there every day in the chair. So those therapists actually wanted to have a smaller device that people could use in order to have much more benefit from the treatment of the therapist. And so the Healy was actually invented 6 years ago, and it was a beautiful invention, but it was way more expensive than it is right now. It was only spread via therapists. It was costing around $10,000. So you can imagine that not everyone was just wanting a smaller device. They also tried a web shop, but you know, you have to make lots of advertising, so the Healy was still very expensive. But there's only one thing. If people have this little Healy in their hand and they feel and notice what the potential is of this small device, then they want to share it also with everyone around them. Their neighbor who has a migraine, someone else that maybe has pain or whatever. So what happened is that people started automatically sharing this, and they were bringing new customers to the company. And then the company thought like, hey, this is actually interesting. What if we give those people that are so happy with their Healy, what if we give them a reward for bringing us a customer? So they were thinking and looking at the world of social selling, and I'm very happy that they did that, because in the 2 years that we are now as a social selling company, Healy World, a full daughter company of the Time Raver Group, we have sold more than 300,000 Healys in the 2 years and a few months that we are busy right now. This could never have been done without social selling. So we are blessing people's lives, and I'm very, very happy with this. The inventor of this all is Marcus Smika. He was already like a wonder child. He started to study physics and quantum physics when he was 15 years old. He finished it. He had a lot of questions about life, so he went to India to study, to become a monk for 12 years. He came back, he had still some questions, and he started to study philosophy. He wrote 25 books to merge those two worlds together, translated in 10 languages, founder of several institutes, lectured at many international congresses, and basically he's teaching medical professors about quantum medicine. We are a complete new field. Normal medicine doesn't acknowledge this yet. He wants to make his technology accessible to everyone around the world, and he has a big vision, 100 million Healys within now and 7 years, and he's going to succeed. Of course, he's not doing this all by himself. He has gathered an international team of scientists, physicians, therapists, and engineers around him. He also met Christian Halper, and he really became a friend. He's also part founder of the Healy. He has a background in electrical engineering, communications and engineering. He's the entrepreneur and the founder of the hedge fund Superfund, a European hedge fund. He sold his part in it, became very, very wealthy, invested in Bitcoin in the right time, became a multi-billionaire, and he's only investing in sustainable technologies. And he's also innovative gastronomy, like all kind of vegan restaurant chains, and even awarded with Michelin stars. So he's really wanting to make the world a better place. Marcus Smika bumped into Nuno Nina, a Portuguese scientist. He's a mathematician by origin and a clinic director. And in the 15 years he is successfully treating people, he has developed over 144,000 golden frequencies that have to do with all kind of ailments, pains and aches, and all kind of things. Basically, he's balancing those people out with that the body and the energy field around them is good in balance. So it's good, clean, detoxed, the right pH levels, the right oxygen levels, and then with frequencies all together, it has the magical formula. He's the doctor of Cristiano Ronaldo. He has 7 clinics in Portugal, Spain, in and Norway. Doctor of Cristiano Ronaldo and the whole soccer team that belongs to it. He's a doctor of many Portuguese politicians there, and yeah, so very, very happy. I met all these 3 gentlemen, and I have to tell you, they have a twinkle in their eye, they have the heart at the right place, and they really, really care about us, and they really want to make the world a better place. So things you should know about Healy World. It was founded in 2019. We are operating in more than 40 countries worldwide, and we grow more and more and more, and more people are using these benefits. The vision of Healy is to empower to live a healthy, fulfilled and conscious life, and to aspire our growing global community to make a continuous positive impact on humanity. The mission is Healy World creates revolutionary products and opportunities to empower our members to thrive and to live a freedom of passion and joy. We deliver frequencies for your life. We have about 3 offices. We have the development center as a castle close to Berlin. This is also the home address of Marcus Smika, and there are every day about 25 scientists busy in the laboratory inside of the garden to work on frequencies and making our equipment better. The head office is in Berlin, and we have a new office. This is an old picture. We have a new support center and all kind of things that are being done in Mainz, close to Frankfurt. We have done already more than 10 million applications worldwide with our technology, available in 40 countries, and there are more than 300,000 Healys sold in less than 2 years. Also more than 2,500 practitioners, doctors, etc., health consultants and professionals that are working with our technology. We are in many markets a medical class 2 device, and we have met all required tests and inspections. The Healy is developed and produced in Germany, so real German quality. There are all kinds of patents and technology to secure the technology between the smartphone and the Healy and the smartphone and the cloud. We are dealing with data, and the data needs to be protected at all time. Everything is encrypted. So Mrs. Jones, her bladder problem can never be seen by anyone, even at Healy not. So everything is encrypted, and therefore it's very, very safe. What I told you, in many markets we are a medical device. In some markets we are a wellness device. So the country regulations say that we cannot make claims. Luckily we can make claims, and it's based on thousands of papers of proof that we handed over to this MedCert certificate body. Very prestigious certificate, so we really can make claims. In the USA, we can say Healy is FDA cleared as a medical device for pain relief. In Europe and most countries in the world, we can say Healy is a medical device for the treatment of pain in chronic pain, fibromyalgia, skeletal pain and migraine, as well as for the supportive treatment of mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety and related sleep disorders. All other applications of Healy are not recognized yet by conventional medicine due to a lack of evidence in the sense of conventional medicine. But of course, much more studies are being done, so we can even make this list bigger. In the USA, we can say Healy is a microcurrent medical device that has been cleared by the US FDA for the relief of acute, chronic and arthritis pain and muscle soreness due to overexertion. Healy also has non-medical applications that use individualized frequencies to help balance your mind and body and relieve stress. Always use your Healy in accordance with its instructions for use. A small device, it's 5 by 5 centimeters, which is 2 by 2 inches, less than half an inch thick, and there is a sensor inside. I'll tell you a little bit how it works. Basically, we are quantum biological systems, and some people are really surprised about this very difficult name, but with other words, we are walking antennas. We are much more than this physical body that we see. We are much more than skin, bones, tissue, etc. We also have an energetic body. It is a kind of a cloud around us. Some call it the aura. The other call it the prana or the chi. That's an energetic body. We also have a spiritual body. Body, mind and spirit, the Trinity. So if there is something physical like a pain in your body, it can be that something energetically wise is not really in balance. So we're much more than this physical body. You cannot see this energetic body, except for a few people who can see energies or auras. But I can tell you one thing. You can feel it. You can sense it. Because if you are closed, with your eyes closed and your ear closed, and someone comes too close in your space, you notice. If someone approaches you from behind, you notice. If you think about your mother or your best friend and they call you within 1 minute, what's going on? Is there a wire between you and that person? No. You send out a signal and the other person picks it up. It's also a walking antenna. They can transmit and send and receive. And they pick it up and they think like, hey, let's call Mart or let's call Karen. So we are much more than what we can see. You don't necessarily need to see things in order to know that it is there. Furthermore, our physical body exists out of cells. The cells exist out of molecules. The molecules exist out of atoms. And in the atoms there is a nucleus and some electrons that spin around. And within there is pure energy. and there are electromagnetical connections, and it's being held together. But each of those connections has their own vibration, their own resonance. Can you imagine that your kidney tissue is a different composition of molecules than your bone tissue? So if I tell you that your kidneys have a different frequency than your bone tissue, and that has a different frequency than metal or wood, for example. So everything around us has a certain frequency. And your body is, if you compare it to an orchestra, you are the orchestra, and your body is a composition of all those instruments, but sometimes a few instruments, they get off tone. They get out of tune. And they're sounding like horrible. And it's not good for an orchestra to play a piece of music then, right? So what the Healy can do is seeing and analyzing which instruments are basically off tune and balancing it out so your body starts having a beautiful composition again. That's what the Healy is doing. So the Healy works with microcurrents. It's sending little microcurrents via electrodes and cables into our physical body, and it's therefore working with microcurrents on our cells. But it's also sending out frequencies that work on our energetic field. We call that the bioenergetic field, the BEF. That's the energetic body around you. So it's working on the physical body, but also on the energetic body with those frequencies. On the physical body, with the microcurrents, it is like you are recharging a battery. You put two electrodes on it, a car battery, and it's making our cells strong, negative charged. So what the Healy is doing, it's making our cells strong, negative charged. And when we are young and healthy, that is automatic. We are strong and negative charged. The cells, they have a cell membrane. It's a cell wall. And there's a certain voltage on it, around -70 till -90 millivolt. That's the perfect environment for the cells to work optimum. The cells can uptake nutrients very easily via the cell membrane, but also expel waste products and toxins out of those cells very easily via the same cell membrane, the same cell wall. When we are aging, we are getting more and more positive charged. And what happens then? The cell wall hardens, the cell membrane hardens, and it becomes more difficult for nutrients to enter the cell and more difficult for waste products to go out of the cell. So we get in this vicious circle where we're getting much more and more and more positive charged, and we're getting much more aches and pains and much more inflammation and much more troubles in our body. We don't want that. So what the Healy is doing together with the programs that work with the electrodes, it's making our cells strong, negative charged again, so they will uptake nutrients much better. This is pure science. And what we see then is, if we look from the right side to the left side, because there are more nutrients going into our cell, more amino acids will enter our cells. And the amino acids are perfect for protein synthesis. And protein synthesis is the process where protein structures are being formed that basically build our cells. It means creating physical life. Your DNA gets copied much better. And because there are much more protein structures available, also more mitochondria can be produced. And the mitochondria are the power plants of our cells. They are producing the ATP. And the ATP is the energy substance in our cells. What if that energy production is being increased up till 500%? Your car of 100 horsepower suddenly becomes a car of 500 horsepower. Can you imagine? I give you an example. Think about young children, young healthy cells, lots of amino acid transport, lots of protein structures. How quick are they recovering from being sick? How quick are they recovering from having a wound? How much energy do young people have? And now look at older people. How long does it take for them to recover from being sick? How long does it take them from being wounds that are healing? How less energy do older people have? Do you understand now that this is not only for sick people, this is also for prevention, and prevention is key. Everything is prevention. We have about 120 programs in a very easy to use app. You install it on your phone, and you do an update in the settings, and then you have access to all the program groups that you have bought, basically. When you have selected a program, it shows you if you need adhesive electrodes, bracelet electrodes, or ear clip electrodes. Very easy. In the USA, because of FDA regulations, it's only indicated with adhesive electrodes, but of course, you still receive the wristbands, and you still receive instructions how to use them. Once you have selected a program, the program is, let's say, a theme, let's say release, is to let go of pain and mental pain. But it is a combination out of 144,000 frequencies. So this program has about 400 frequencies. There are also programs which have less frequencies in it. But the average program of 50-60 minutes is about 400 frequencies or less. All those 400 frequencies is too much for the body to handle. So what the Healy is doing with the quantum sensor, it is sending little microcurrents via the electrodes into your body in the first 9 minutes. It's testing out some frequencies, and it is testing out which frequencies are important for you at this moment. So it's testing out frequencies, and it finds out, hey, this one is important, that one not. The most important ones are being queued and waiting after the first 9 minutes have been finished, and then they are going to be uploaded in the body until the body says like, hey, I had enough of it. So there's a constant communication between the Healy and your physical body that it can measure which frequencies are already done and which need to have a little bit more uploading. So this is really, really interesting, and there's no other device in the market that is doing it this way. So we are running ahead on competition. There are equipment on the market which is much more expensive than what the Healy is, and it's doing less than what the Healy can do. With the minus and the plus, you can do and install the intensity of the microcurrents. So if you feel a little bit of tingling in your fingertips, then put a little bit lower, because that's better for ATP production. So for prevention, you need to include nutrition and motion as well. We have a Healy watch, which is the fitness tracker. It's measuring everything on your physical body, and it's translating it into suggestions via the subscription Healy Watch app, what programs are actually good for you. Nutrition is also very important, because we are what we eat, but sometimes we have no idea that we have a shortage of certain nutrients, because simply those nutrients are not in our food these days like they used to be 100 years ago. The soil is depleted, the veggies and the fruits are being harvested unripe. They didn't have enough sun hours. So you can imagine that we really have a lack of a lot of information, vitamins, nutrients. With a subscription app, Digital Nutrition, we can have all kind of questionnaires where you can focus on what you want to improve. You can fill in all the complaints that you're having, the dietary wishes that you have, maybe some allergies that you have. And based on that, it is giving you suggestions what kind of foods that you can buy. It gives you a shopping list. On top of that, there are also suggestions of which programs from digital nutrition you can use to give the same information to yourselves as what vitamins should do. Very amazing technology, and it works amazing. So we have this whole range of apps that work together, and everything is being gathered in the Heal Advisor cloud, in the expert database. And again, it's all being encrypted, so no one knows that Mrs. Jones has a problem or whatever. Even at Healy World, they cannot see names. Can you imagine? Everything is encrypted. So I'm very happy that we have this expert database, because of 15 years, we know what frequencies do and what it is doing, so we know what works. It's one product for the whole family, all kind of categories, and I actually want to give my dear colleague Karen Simpson. She's an amazing leader from Ireland. I want to give her a great thumbs up, because she's going to explain a little bit what kind of versions of the Healy that we are having. So Karen, give it a go.
Okay, thank you, Matt. And I'll just correct you, I'm from Scotland.
Oh, Scotland, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Okay, so we have various different editions. We start off with the Gold edition, which is primarily done by Nino, as you have already heard from him. He has 7 different programs that are on the Gold cycle. And it is basically, so as you can see here, the Pure is actually to get you started off. If you've never done frequencies before and you're not sure how everything works, this is the best one to start off with. So it really tunes your body into using when you use the Pure, you're starting off and getting your body adjusted to the frequencies. Then again, we'll look at care, and we're looking at to protect your bioenergetic field. We look at balance, external balance of it, and to be honest, all of these all have their place. And as we're going through, we've got being, energy, supporting the level. Energy is absolutely fantastic, especially when you're feeling a bit low and you just think, I just need a bit of a perk up. Fantastic to run the energy. Relax as well. I was a bit nervous coming on again tonight, so I'm running the relax just now just to keep me chilled and balanced. And we also have release. And release, as I've been using the program over the years, it's a case of release is, you think it's quite simple, but it's actually targeting things that you didn't know where it's, say, the pain is coming from, or whatever the issue is, it actually goes to that root cause. So that's the Gold edition, plus you'll actually get one other program of your choice included in that. We then move on to the next edition, which is the Healy Holistic Health. Again, we've already spoken about the Gold cycle, so you get that, plus you get 8 more programs. And again, how they've tailored all of this is just absolutely fantastic, because majority of people suffer from pain at some point, whether it's headache, whether you have back pain, it really doesn't matter, but there's actually a program for just about everything. We have the bioenergetic balance 1 and 2 on this. Mental balance, fantastic also if you're just struggling, or you're you're just thinking, oh, I'm not feeling too great, I'm feeling a bit low, the mental balance will actually just balance out the system. You also have the meridians 1 and 2, and sleep. Oh, I can verify this one. Sleep, you run the sleep programs and you will have a decent night's sleep. Sometimes so good that you actually wake up before the alarm. So that's fantastic. And again, the skin program deals with so many different things. So whether you've got scars, whether there's impurities like your acne, or anything that's in the body that really shouldn't be there in your skin, it will actually balance out the system. So fantastic as well.
And for the price of only $942, can you imagine? So
Yeah.
this, you know, I always say, some people say, how expensive is it? And I say, like, you know, what is worth your health actually? You know, when I went to my practitioner every month for one treatment, I paid €100, and with the Healy you can do 3 till 4 treatments a day. And if you look at a year, on a year base, you save about $110,000 or €110,000 worth of treatments by just having a small investment in yourself of only $942 plus tax. So I always say, you know, some people will say this is expensive, and other people say, wow, this is really lots of value for money, because it's just how you look at it. So let's go to the next slide.
Okay, so here we have the Healy Holistic Health Plus. Again, it's taking in all the programs from the previous edition, the Healy Holistic Health, and then you get 6 more programs, which is the learning. Within the learning, fantastic, especially for kids. If they're writing exams, you can, you know, put that in. Helps the concentration, helps them actually deal with things a lot easier. Fitness, also fantastic, great for actually, you can use it before you go to the gym or you do any exercise. Like, for instance, there's a stamina program. You can use that, gives you that, just that bit of energy just to get through your fitness regime. And then after that, you can actually use the regeneration, and that's really great to balance out. So reduces the amount of lactic acid in the body. Job, everyone looks at it and goes, oh, maybe I don't have a job just now, but it's not about that. It's actually about what is happening in your system. Are you stressing about stuff? You know, how's the money situation? You know, where am I going to find a job? Things like that. Just puts everything back into perspective. Beauty, again, problems with your nails, your skin, your hair, you know, again, fantastic. Deals with chakras as well, goes through all the 7 chakras, plus we have protection programs. And protection programs, we're looking at how many of us are actually sitting now more in front of the computer, working on our phones constantly. Everyone's checking, see what's happening. Can't get out much, so everyone's spent most of the time in front of the computer. So look at the electric smog, look at the radiation, all of that, and that we can help balance our system using the protection programs. And yeah, $1,413. Again, like Matt says, you can't put a price on your health.
Yeah, this is amazing. So really the lifestyle programs on top of it. So one thing to know for you, just to be sure, is that these 3 versions, the Gold, the Holistic Health, and the Holistic Health Plus, they only work with the app that is working with the electrodes. So people who have epileptic disorders, or which are pregnant, or which have a pacemaker, they cannot use the programs with the electrodes. But I have very good news. If you look at this, it's a coil, and we can click it on the back of the Healy, so you can use it without the electrodes. the signal is a little bit weaker than when you are using it with the electrodes, but at least people that have epileptic disorders, pregnant, or pacemakers, or metal in the body, they can use it with the coil. So that's very interesting to know. But hey, Karen, we also have a Ford version, and the Ford version is so amazing. You are receiving actually an extra app, and the Ford version is the resonance. And Karen, maybe you can let us know what it's basically doing.
Okay, so the resonance is, you've got all the programs that we've seen just now. So you get all 120 programs. Plus, like Matt says, we have an extra app, which is the Healy Analyze app, and that you can scan the body, you can scan people, you can scan pets, buildings, businesses, things like that. And we also have the Aura model. Now, this is, for me, the creme de la creme, for the simple reason there's so much information in here. So not only do we have the 120 programs, we have lots of other different databases that we can use. We've got bufflower remedies, we have Australian bush flowers, we have Schlussler salts, we have vital substances. All of these we can vibrate into the system using the resonance. We can actually do scans and scan people and see what's up in their world, and they don't have to be right next to you. You know, you can actually scan that to somebody at the other side of the world and they will actually pick it up. That I find is just absolutely amazing. And in the beginning I thought, well, how does this work? But the amount of people that go, I can actually feel that. How did you do that? This is just absolutely brilliant. This is what, if I, I recommend Healy Resonance to everybody, because I just look at it and I think there's so much more scope with it. And what else can you do? I mean, I use it on my pets, I use it on my house, I use it on my business. So it's a case of, it's endless of what we can use with the resonance. So yeah, and also for that kind of money, again, as we said, $2,357 going forward. It's a case of, how can you get all this information, all this healing for that price?
Exactly. There are machines, €10,000, $10,000 plus, that cannot even do this, what the Healy Resonance is doing. So I'm really surprised by it. Just the same as you think of your mother and she calls you within 1 minute and your mother is at the other end of the world. That is basically the quantum field. So that is the field where we are using the energy waves and the frequencies on. So that is why it's working also on a distance. We see amazing results with animals. It's unbelievable. And we know that animals don't know what a placebo effect is. They just respond to something, yes or no. But maybe it's a good thing that I give a little demonstration. Would that be nice? I just give a little demonstration about how the resonance is working, so you have an idea how that is then. So, up here, yes, share other screen. Yes, we are live. So what Karen just showed just before was this app, with the Pink Dot app. I always say we have two apps. We have a Pink Dot app and we have a Blue Dot app. The Pink Dot app is working with the electrodes, and we have all these program categories. And I'm showing you what we are having here, all these different program categories. So it's very, very interesting how everything works. Amazing programs. We also have extra subscription program groups, so you can get a subscription on it, but I don't dive in that today. The app with the blue dot, that's what you get when you have the resonance. At this moment, I'm just showing you. We can do a new...
You might change it to English, Mark.
Oh yes, that's a good idea. Language, English. I just gave a demonstration in Dutch before. So when we are starting, we have to create a client. And we can create a person, animal, plant, organization, building, vehicle. When you put in a person, you put a name, last name, date of birth, place of birth, male, female. You can put a picture in. And you record the vibration. That is important. Because if you are in a car factory and you have thousands of cars and you have a big pile of car keys, if you push the button on a car key, you don't want 1,000 cars to open. You only want one car to open. So when we create a profile and we put in the vibration in this, then you know the profile is connected to that person. So the Healy knows how to find you in the quantum field. It's amazing technology. So when you have created a profile, let's see, this is my profile, for example, we can do an analysis. We can do, you saw a lot of programs, and maybe it is getting a little bit dizzy in your head and you have no idea what kind of programs that you have to choose. You can ask the Healy. It will always ask and find out which program or which category you have the greatest resonance with right now. You see the meridians 1, bioenergetic harmony 1, the job, fitness, learning, stimulation, creative homeopathy, gold cycle. So for example, the gold cycle, it has 7 programs, but if I do an analysis, it gives the top 5. So it's reading my energetic barrier, so it's reading my energetic field, and it's saying like, hey Mart, at this moment, the pure program is the best for you. It has the highest relevance. Then comes the energy program, then comes the care program, the relax and the being. I always say everything above 40% is what your body really can use. Everything below 40% is okay. It is, you know, you still need it to have it in relevance, but it's not so high. There will be categories where you see, for example, that it is like maybe 50 or 60% somewhere. So that means that you need that program much more. We also have access to some homeopathic remedies. So vital substances, those are the amino acids and the vitamins. The Bach flower remedies, 39 in total, materia medica, medical herbs, Australian bush flowers, 68 in total. But the nice thing about these things is that they also give descriptions of what is really going on. So I'm sorry, I have to keep my window open because it's quite warm here inside of my house. So if you hear some scooters brumming by now and then, it's that. So this is very interesting. You see here 66%. This means a high relevance. There are frequencies in this program that are very, very good for me at this moment. But I also get a description. So the mint bush is giving me clarity, quiet, ability to master a thing or a situation, gentle spiritual initiation. The Stewart Desert Pie, P, releases sad memories, allows one to let go, triggers healthy grieving, releases deep health grief and sadness. We had a funeral today of my uncle. So you see, it picks it up. And it's always spot on. So yeah, so it's helping me. Joy of life, energy, enthusiasm, interest in life, courage to face life, confidence to cope with things, help to free oneself from negativity. So from the 68 things, it is picking this up out of my energetic field. So it's always spot on. So what we can do is that the outcome of these 5, we can vibrate it in my field. Vibration is that the Healy turns into a kind of antenna sending out frequencies, and my aura, my energetic field, picks those frequencies up and is balancing things out in my energetic field. And when it does it, it's amazing. It's just calming me down. We see amazing things with kids, with animals, etc. So how long should you vibrate? It's better to do a few times a day, 1 minute 20, 3 times a day, 2 minute 49, 1 time a day, 5 minute 59, 1 time a day, 12 minute 40, or maybe 1 time a day, maximum 26 minutes. You don't have to do longer. There are longer times in this, but this is to clear out energies of buildings and organizations. Don't overload your body and your energetic field with too long sessions. So stick between the 37 seconds and the 26 minutes, always good. So if I do this and I push on start, it sends out the frequencies as the Healy sends it out in my energetic field, and my aura picks it up and it does something with it. Last thing that I want to show you is the aura analysis. Amazing. You can record an aura and it's giving me actually what is going on. Wow. My crown chakra is really down. My root chakra is really down. So I always know that with a funeral and when I'm around lots of people, I'm like getting too much information, and this is open with me and my root is open. So it cost me a lot of energy. So I gave a lot of energy away, but it also costed me a lot of energy. I also feel that my throat is a little bit, because of all the talking, is a little bit under pressure. So these are amazing things. By going deeper into the analysis, it is really finding out what is really going on. What is the reason why my crown chakra and my root chakra is a little bit out of balance? So the person has made the experience that the crown chakra is shining, harmonization of the topics, highest creator, self, soul, father, yeah, etc. It's all descriptions. I always say like, yeah, blah, 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 whatever. Very, very good. I know exactly what it means, but you know, it's always too much to read and it's quite cryptic. So the only thing that I do is that I put it on 12 minutes. I put done, I put start, and in the meantime, we're doing the rest of this presentation. It is treating myself. Lots of information, huh? Like a lot of eyes, they are already twirling like this. But Karen, maybe you can say a little bit more about what kind of Healy versions did, oh no, we do that a little bit later. Because we do some testimonials first. I think that's a very good thing, right? There are some people here around us that maybe have a beautiful experience that they want to share with us. Unfortunately, this is not a moment for questions, but if you have a beautiful experience, feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand so we can unmute you. You can give a little bit of your insights about what the Healy has done for you. So, is there anyone who would like to share something with us? Karen, you have amazing things with your dog, right?
Yeah. At the moment, I've been using the Healy on my dog, just because as she's getting older, the joints aren't so good. So I basically run the scan and see what's going on for her, and then I vibrate it into her system, and doesn't even take maybe half a day, and there's no problems with her at all. And I've started actually using the animal programs in the bioresonance, and it's absolutely amazing what it comes up with. And I've been doing it on a friend's dog, and this dog was rescued, and this dog's been through a lot of trauma, and even the behavioralist has actually come in and said, that's not the same dog. And all I've done is 3 weeks, one session a week on the dog. And I'm blown away as to how much this dog has changed.
And it's with the subscription animal programs, right?
Yeah, it's just on the Resonance app. It's not even the subscription yet.
Wow.
This is just the vibration, because I don't see the dog at all, actually. So I just know I vibrate at night to her, and the behavioralist can't believe the difference. She actually, if you look into an animal's eyes, it's like a challenge. I suppose it's like us as well. If you look into someone's eyes and you want to start a fight. And she said, I've looked into the eyes and there was nothing. There was no response. It was like, yeah, I'm chilled. What is it you want? So yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Amazing, Karen. Thank you so much for sharing. Dee Brown, do you want to share maybe an experience with us? If you don't want that, that's also fine. But if you want, you can unmute yourself, or anyone else. Winneke, maybe you would like to know. Okay. So, yeah, Dee Brown. Hi.
Hi, dear. And thank you for that message me for a while when I had gotten lost and I couldn't log in for a while. So thank you. You know, I had to reconnect. Life got busy. I got sidetracked. And I just had a long conversation with a classmate yesterday, and she shared some information, some health diagnosis that she's received. And so I'm going to definitely invite her next week to join us, because I truly believe in it. I've just got to reconnect because I've just gotten sidetracked. So thank you both, Mart and Karen, for sharing. I really appreciate it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dee. Maybe you have an experience yourself that you want to share with us.
Well, I do have one with my dog. So I have a senior blue-nosed pit, and over the pandemic, we were blessed to get a little Frenchie female, and he is female, and he's a male. And so when we were experiencing the first time she was in heat, oh my Lord, it was horrible for him. Karen, you laughing because you probably know that. So this one night I was just like, I can't take the whining, because he just whined and whined. I'm like, 2 legs, 4 legs, they're all the same. Sorry, Mark. But anyway, I was like, I can't do it. You got to go to sleep. And I did a sleep, a resonance. I did the vibration. No, I might have put it on sleep and then just put the Healy device next to him. And I tell you, he was out. So it's been a great experience. And what you were saying about Job, you know, it's so funny. Job kept coming up on a lot of the readings, and I'm like, Job, and like a lot of people that I was doing, they don't per se have a job. Like I was thinking, oh, it's a job. And then as I've listened before with your sharing, it wasn't about a job, like a jail outside of. It was like, what's going on? Like me thinking about something constantly and being anxious is a job. So that was really helpful. So those have been great experiences, though.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
And I'm Danielle.
Sorry?
I'm Danielle, but
Danielle.
I just Dee Brown. Yes.
Yeah. I like Dee Brown.
Oh, thanks.
Danielle, thank you so much for sharing. You know, I see all kind of new names, so I have no idea who we have here as a guest. So normally what I told you is that we have like, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60 people online, and I don't know, maybe it's the weather. It's beautiful weather here, so I don't know why we have so little today, but that's okay. Maybe
Or maybe the world is opening back up. Or people are having to go back to the job.
To the job. Yeah. Okay. So, but let's go further. Actually, what I want to share with you is that we have testimonial pages, and the testimonial page is, for example, Healy experience, global experiences, and I would like to invite you to go. Oh, come on. Global experiences, yes. So we have 23,000, no, that was the wrong one. Global experiences. We have about 23,500 members in this one. There are all kind of testimonials about animals, about people losing weight, purifying water, no more loss of hair, vitiligo going really, really good. Bumblebees that start recovering again, pain in back pain, wounds that are healing much quicker. So go ahead, have a look what this is doing. If you want to know what it is doing on a certain subject, we have this little search window. So for example, if you want to search on what is it doing for migraine, then you just put in migraine, and then you see all the reactions with migraine. So all the stories that people have benefits with migraine, you can find in this list. So if there's anything else, then go ahead and you can find it. If you have an experience yourself, please upload it, but do it according to posting guidelines. Unfortunately, because we want to keep this page open for everyone as a safe environment, and we want to keep this page open, and we don't want Big Pharma to shut this page down, unfortunately, questions will be removed, testimonials only, and you see why if you read the posting guidelines. So thank you so much already for that, and please add some people to it. Let those people know that you have added them, so they know that they have to come back to you when they have questions regards a Healy or something. So, Karen, we have a promotion going on. So maybe you can share a little bit about the promotion. So I'm just sharing us. So you have seen the prices of the Gold, the Holistic Health Plus, and the Resonance. But Karen, tell us, we also have a promotion going on until the end of the month, and then the curtain finally closes.
Yeah, this is the exciting bit, because everything that you see there, your Gold will be the same as your Healy Holistic Health, but so basically the Healy Holistic Health, you're only paying the same price as the Gold, but you get all those extra programs on it. And same again, the Healy Holistic Health Plus, you're now getting it cheaper, plus all those programs on, just absolutely amazing. Healy Resonance, like I said, for me is the creme de la creme. You're actually saving €1,000. I'm not sure, it would be more or less the same in dollars, I think it is. But it's a case of your Golden Healy Holistic Health will be $470. Your Holistic Health Plus, $942. And you can see the savings. This is, to be honest, how much is, like we said, how much is your health worth? You know, when you look at $942 or the $1,413 for the Healy Resonance, and look at what it can do. I've got the Healy Resonance, and I've actually bought, my husband has his own, my dog has his own, and I've got my own. And now everyone has that, and we can actually, everyone can use the Healy Resonance with that saving. And I always look at it and there's things, how much does it cost to go to the vet? Every time I go to the vet, it costs me £50. I'm saving that by running these programs. How much money am I saving? Not just on me, but the whole family. And when you've got one of these programs, these editions, it's a case of, you can, like we said earlier, you can run 2, 3, 4 programs in a day. You don't have to just stick with one person. How many people come in to visit? Oh, coming in for coffee. Would you like to have a scan? Would you like to have run it on yourself? How many more people can you share this with, and how many more people would like this to have that therapist in their pocket so that they can take it away on holiday? They've got it all over with them. No problem. You don't have to run to the GP. You don't need your therapist, because guess what? You've got it in your pocket.
And that's what I love about it, really. You know, just to give you an idea, the resonance, when it first came out, it was costing €10,000, including tax. Yeah. So because it's social selling, they have priced it down to €2,500, including tax, which is like $2,357 plus tax. But what they're going to do is that they're going to value the resonance again to what it actually is. So from the 1st of July, the price of a resonance with everything that is on it right now is going to cost around $4,500. So take that advantage right now, this month, latest 30th, June 30th. So everyone you know right now, please invite them for the next meeting, because we really need to let people take advantage of this profit that you can have right now. So much savings you can have right now. And it doesn't matter what kind of version that you have, Karen, is a 14-day risk money back guarantee. So you can test it out completely on yourself. But don't hold it only for yourself. Test it on everyone around you. And maybe they have an amazing experience in the meantime. And maybe they have a faster result than you can have. So don't share this for yourself. Use it on everyone around you. And those can have a beautiful benefit of it as well. So it doesn't matter where you are, from the moment it arrives at your door, there's a 14-day window going in where you can test it out completely risk-free. And if you don't like it whatsoever, send an email via your back office to the company requesting money back. And they give you instructions how to send it back, and then you get your money on your account. So, but unfortunately, it never happens. So, so many people are so happy with their Healy. But if you don't like it whatsoever, you can always do that. No, sorry, I'm going to close my window because so when you live in Amsterdam, sometimes a lunatic walks by. Suddenly, probably had a little bit too much drink. So, Karen, show us a little bit about applications. There are some surveys done.
Yeah, so as we saw in the beginning, we've got the disclaimer that it's primarily used for pain, you know, fibromyalgia, sleep problems and all that. So when we've done a sample, we're looking at why are people actually choosing to use the Healy. And you can see what it shows in this slide. You know, primarily it's used for pain. That's where people are using it for, regenerating the body, you know, getting the health back in shape. Look at the stress as well. People are really struggling with stress at the moment. Then we've got chronic complaints, fibromyalgia, stuff like that. Acute complaints as well. Sleep concerns. Look at how many people are getting an improvement with the Healy. And the reason, look at the reasons why they're buying the Healy. And if anything like that actually falls to you, then yeah. So here we go, the effectiveness of it. So you can see in the first bit, 47% improvement of, so they were actually asked, okay, so why would you use the Healy? and 47% of people said that whatever reason they were using it, they had an improvement of their issue. And then we've got 31% that there was a strong improvement, 18% was slightly improvement, and 4% no effect. So it's more or less half of the people that were surveyed already had huge improvements on whatever issue they had.
Yeah. So I always say 96% of people, they have an improvement from slight till amazing results. So I've never seen that in any kind of health concept that I worked before in the past. So in 2 weeks' time, this is amazing. And therefore, we also see that 50% of Healy users feel the benefits after only 3 times using the product, right?
Yeah. So here we go. Even if someone's just using the application, just only one application, they're already noticing a difference. So the first application, 15% of people are noticing a difference. Second, if they use 2 applications, again, 15%. Three applications, 20% of the survey was, people using it. 4 to 6 applications, 20%. And then 7 to 10, 13, and anything above the 10%. The 10 applications was 17%. So it really does have an effect. And it just shows you just one application. Look how positive it can be.
Yeah. What we have to know is that Healy is not a magic pill. So some people have fast results, but other people, they just need to have some more time. And I always compare this to, Healy is not a magic pill. It's not a magic wand that simsalabim, hocus pocus, whatever, gets you rid of everything in just an instance. With some people, there's a lot going on. And we know that, if it takes years to develop becoming sick, don't expect Healy to be this wonderful thing that is getting you rid of everything just at once. Some bodies, they are very toxic. There are a lot of toxins inside of the body. There's a lot of garbage inside of the body. I always say some bodies are like renovation projects. Some houses, they only need to have a little paint job done to shine. And other houses, it's a full renovation project. Foundation needs to be changed. The roof needs to be changed. Rotten beams inside of it. Junk on the attic. It takes time. It takes energy. It takes effort sometimes. But one thing is for sure. Once people go through all this, they are so happy with what the Healy is doing for them. So they are getting excited. They want to share it with others. And I've never seen anything like this before in my life, that so many people are so happy about this. And Karen, we know that we're very happy with customers. So if you want to be a customer just trying out the Healy, go ahead, do it. But there will also be a possibility that, just like Karen says, like when you have this Healy and you know what it is doing for you, and your neighbor walks in and she's having so much pain because of a migraine, what would you do? Would you say to your neighbor, hey, sit down, I hook you up, I run a program, and I come back in half an hour? And what if that person get rid of their pain? How happy do you think that those people will be? I think amazing. They will be surprised. They will say, wow, where can I get a Healy? So there's a possibility to always become a member. And a member means an ambassador, someone that actively wants to, spread the word, help other people. And the nice thing about that is that the company is giving you a reward for that. So you're not obliged to, but there's a possibility that it is. There are also some people who think like, hey, maybe due to this corona crisis, I have lost my job. or I'm really in the depending on customers, and if everything is in lockdown and I cannot have customers, I have a lot of problems. Keep in mind that with this concept that we have, we are able to do business everywhere in the world. If this applies to you, if you want to know how maybe to earn a commission when you help someone else with a Healy, or maybe you want to know how to earn a free upgrade, or maybe you want to know how to make some business out of this, then stick around, because we're going a little bit deeper into the business side of it. And if you don't want that, then I thank you so much for being here. Just go back to the person who referred you to this webinar and ask them how to start, what kind of link that you need in order to order your Healy. Karen, I thank you so much for helping me and co-hosting with me this first part. So maybe if you want to stick around, then we can also do a little bit of insights about some slides later. But everyone now that wants to stay here, I'm just showing you a little bit how to earn your money back, how to even start a business, a full business, little business or big business, everything is possible. But we're just going a little bit inside of this. Of course, you need to put in some work. The results are depending on how willing you are to learn, how serious do you take this, what your level is of skills that you maybe have or want to learn and develop. And then some really good income can come out, can come forward out of this. Just for you to give you an understanding, when I started, I only subscribed 6 people. I just sold 6 Healys. But I was helping my 6 people that started by helping them to find their customers. And what happened in those 2 years and 3 months time is that I now have an organization of 14,000 people all over the world. And I never, ever could have expected that I so much success, that I have blessed thousands, tens of thousands of lives in the meantime. So yes, it can become very, very interesting. So we are the fastest growing social selling company within the last 10 years. And I like to say social selling because, you know, network marketing is actually what we're doing. We're having a network and we're doing the word of mouth, and that's marketing. But I don't like the word network marketing because it's reminding me a little bit of the old days where you need to stock your garage with all kind of pills and potions and creams, etc. And then you need to sell them in order to earn your money back. Well, that's not this device. You just have the Healy for yourself. And when you have the Healy for yourself and you're very happy with it and you want to share it with someone else, it becomes something social. It becomes social selling. And the nice thing is that we don't need to have stock. We just refer people to our own custom landing page. It's the web page, the web shop of the company, but with your own unique link attached to it. Everyone buying via that link is being connected to your organization and you are getting a commission over it. So it's very interesting. Just to let you know a little bit how that works. It gives us freedom. It gives us freedom to work in 40 plus countries all around the world. Everywhere you see these pink countries, we can do business. So who do you know in one of these countries? We can invite them to a webinar like this. Who do you know who knows people in one of these countries? We can refer them to a webinar. We can do a little talk. We can send them a little video. Maybe they are excited about it. Maybe you want to know more about it. Just start a conversation with someone. Hey, what are you doing? I'm having this great new device. Maybe it's something for you, maybe not. Have a look. Every Tuesday evening, and there are also other days in the week where there are amazing presentations being given. So we can do business, and when a sale comes out of it, it's very easy and wonderful, and you're getting it on your bank account. Just for your understanding, this is working differently than buying it in a shop. People always ask me like, hey Mart, no, why can't I buy this in a shop? The Healy would be much more expensive. If you buy your sneakers in a shop, those sneakers are maybe produced for $10, 10 euros, but they are costing 100, maybe 200 euros. Where does the other 90% goes into? All the middlemen, all the advertising that needs to be done, all the shops, all the staff that needs to be paid. But with this concept, half of what the Healy is worth goes back into the network. So a Healy Gold normally costing 500 euro, 250 euro goes back in the network. A part is what you are getting as a commission, and the other part is going into the team that is supporting you to become successful. So a resonance, normally 2,500 euro. Half of it, 1,250 euro, goes back into the network. We indicate this with points. Points are euros, but points are much better to translate to your own currency instead of working with normal euros or whatever. So it makes it much easier to calculate what you're earning. So basically, until the end of the month, depending on what kind of Healy you start with, will determine what kind of percentage of your sales will be. As an example, you start with a gold, and when you sell a gold, you get 30% commission over your future sales because you have started with a gold. You start with a gold, you sell a gold, 30% of 250 points is 75 euro commission. If you start with a gold and you sell a resonance, you're getting 30% of 1250 points is 375 euro commission. If you look at the right side, when you start with a resonance and you sell a gold, you get 40% of 250 points is 100 euro. When you start with a resonance and you sell a resonance, you get 40% of 1250 points is 500 euro commission. This is everywhere in the world except for the USA. The USA says, like, you know, because of FTC regulations, when you sell a gold, you get 75 euro. When you sell a holistic health, you get 165, holistic health plus 270, and when you sell a resonance, 500. This is going to change from the 1st of July. So don't worry too much of it, but it's going to change a little bit. But this month, we can still have lots of benefits. The Healy Fast Start promotion. This is interesting for people who want to earn a free upgrade. Once you start as a member, it means that a person that actively wants to do the business, from the moment you subscribe as a member, a 30-day window goes in where if you sell 3 Healys, doesn't matter if it is to customers or members, doesn't matter what kind of Healy version it is, but if they all buy a Healy and they all keep the Healy within the 14 days right to return, then the company says, like, thank you for providing us 3 new members. On top of your bonuses, you're getting a free upgrade to the next version. Some people are very, very quick in building. They do this 6 times. They get 2 upgrades. Some people even did 9 people in the first month and they get 3 upgrades. And now comes something special. The Healy Resonance, normally costing 2,500 euro, now only costs 1,500 euro. But when you find 3 people, 1, 2, 3, maybe you want to buy a few extra Healys for yourself. Maybe those are holistic healths, where you only pay 500 euro each for right now. Once you do that, you are getting a free extra resonance as a gift from the company to use for demonstration purposes. So with the investment of 1,500 euro, and you find then 3 people, or you buy 3 Healys yourself as separate customers, then you are receiving an extra additional Healy resonance as a gift from the company. That means that you can have in total 5 Healys for the price of 3,000 euro. How cool is that? So you get the worth of 8,000 in products, and you have 5 Healys, of which 2 resonances. So you can have much more Healys to rent out, to borrow out to others, so people can have a faster experience with this. This is interesting. This is until the 30th of June. If this applies to you, if you think like this is interesting, you know, this is a possibility. But you can also invite a few people to have a look at the Healy, and maybe they want to have a Healy as well. And when you start with a resonance, you just get an extra resonance. You also get an extra fast start promotion bonus, and at the moment this is double the price. So until the end of the month, it's very interesting to also get some extra cash in this. The last slide I want to show to you is that we have direct bonuses. So those are the commissions, 30 till 40% over each sold Healy. But the residual part is coming from the dual bonus and the matching bonus. This is where your monthly recurrable income will come from as soon as you start building a team. There are also other bonuses, but everything will be explained in your back office. It will be explained also in the academy that you are having access to, and we are giving trainings of how everything of this works. I thank you very much. I think you have a very good overview right now of what the Healy is doing. Karen, have you something to add to this?
All I would say is don't hesitate to buy it. It's a fantastic machine and you won't regret it. So go for it, and you save that kind of money. Where can you save 15 or 1,000 euros in one full swoop? It's just absolutely amazing. So if you are sitting on the fence, don't, just go for it.
I just also want to say something, is that we have just heard Karen, but Karen, before she had the Healy, was a little shy girl. She was really a person that, oh, I cannot do this. I'm not having confidence or whatever. And I've seen her growing with that Healy. It's amazing to see your process and amazing what you're doing. And now you're already doing together with me this presentation. So I'm so proud of you. And this is also an example of what you can see, what is happening when people start using the Healy and getting more confident. Is there anything you want to say about that, Karen?
Yeah, like you said, I would never have even dreamt about doing, doing any of these presentations. I'm doing not only this one, I do others now, and I'm actually learning how to cut and paste videos so that I can share it with people, information of so much that Healy has to offer. And I just look forward to seeing where I land up next and what's for the future.
Excellent. I can tell you one thing. I'm also in the product development board, and if I see what Healy is developing and what it is doing, wow, if you know what I know, you're going to run through concrete walls and back. So I thank you very much for having the patience to listen to my blah, 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 and that of Karen's. We're very helpful and welcome, and maybe next time you can invite a few people on this call so we can reach much more people. Normally, like I said, there are about 30, 40, 50 people on it. So I thank you very much for your attention, and we see you next time. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night, and if you want, you can unmute yourself and say bye-bye. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful, Heidemarie. Thank you so much. And see you next time. Ciao, ciao.
Looking forward.